Greetings, my fellow eagles and the entire world. This is Eagle Emmanuel Mensah with inspirations and guidance from Eagle Helen Mensah in the unseen world, coming into your homes and your minds with a message of empowerment and enlightenment. Today is the 27th of May in the year 2024, and the Bible says this is the day the Lord has made. We should rejoice and be glad in it. And therefore, I invite you to join me to give thanks to God for the day that God has granted unto us and life in general. Life is beautiful. Life is wonderful. Life is God Himself, flowing through all things, including mankind. Today, I'm going to speak to you on the topic, your future is a known thing, but not unknown. We are told, and that is the general concept or understanding, that future is unknown. And so if you ask every human being walking on this earth about a future or anything regarding future, they say, oh, you know, future is unknown. But that is not true. The fact is that this statement is true only because we are not awakened to who we are and what we are made of. Every human being is on this earth here to create his or her own realities. You create your own realities. But it is only when we resign to the mindset or the belief that we are victims, and therefore whatever thing that is happening, we do not have a hand in it, then that you can say future is unknown. But so long as you are a person who is creating his or her own realities by or through your own choices, then you should know what future holds for you by your own choices. And the fact is, you are a human being and you got to understand who you are and your relationship between God, as we all know, or your source or source energy. And therefore, every human being on earth here, as I have always been doing, explaining to you the relationship between you and your parent self. Every human being lives in two worlds. You have your unseen aspect and you have your seen aspect. Your unseen aspect, which we normally call soul or spirit, existed before your body actually came into existence. Your whole body and the whole world, the entire universe we see, are the projection of thoughts of the unseen, the unseen aspect of all of us put together that we call God. And so you are actually a God in an earthly body, the Spirit of God, that source energy, individualized itself or Himself into you and I. And therefore, we are here only to co-create with this parent spirit or energy or our source. And so when you know this and you know that your main medium of creation is your mind, your thought process, it is your thinking that creates your reality. And as I've already mentioned, you in the physical, with a personality, with your body, thinks. And then your other side, which is the spirit, also thinks. But the whole thing is that your other side, which is the spiritual side, is God. And in the calculation of God, there is no negativity. And therefore, as you are surrounded by things, you are using your five senses. You are surrounded by contrast, life's challenges and circumstances. You are only to think in the positive alongside the thought or the thinking pattern of God. And therefore, as soon as your thinking pattern goes differently from your other side or your true self, then you begin to feel emotions, and that is, or negative emotions, and that is how we get to know how our future will be. And so long as you are on earth here, you are not creating things with your hands. Everything is created by the way you think. And then with the help of the laws in the universe, particularly the law of attraction, All other parts or all other components, people, situations, and things that are needed to bring your thoughts into a physical reality are gathered, and your creation becomes a reality. Then you feel it, you see it as a physical reality. But as a matter of fact, what you are seeing momentarily was created through this process months, weeks ago. And so, if you want to know what your future will be, if you want to know what your future will be, then pay attention to what you are thinking and feeling right now. It is your thinking and your feeling that creates your reality. So if you sit down and you submerge yourself in negativity, worry, fear, anxiety, and you say you don't know what your future is, then you are daydreaming. You are only acting and speaking out of ignorance. Pay attention to how you are feeling. Your negative emotions are as a result of you moving away from the source that individually itself into you. And so you have a direct relationship with this present spirit or God or whatever you want to call it. But you must maintain this relationship. And the only way you maintain this relationship is to think in the positive, to think in or through the minds of God. And therefore, your future is known if only you are awakened to who you are and the arrangement of things or the scheme of things in the universe. Every human being creates his own reality. Even though this statement may look offensive to every human or you, but that is the reality. You don't have to know it or whatever. That is what we are governed by. We are governed by laws. And as I'm speaking to you right now, there are a lot of people who will argue with you that the sun is moving. But as a matter of fact, we all know, those of us that have studied, we are educated, we all know that based on the scientific research or whatever we've done, that we now understand what our galaxy is, the sun is at a standstill, and it is the earth that moves around. So the earth brings us to the sun and takes it away, and that makes day and night. But even prior to this discovery, human beings never thought this. But that was the reality by then, though they didn't know. And therefore, today, as you are listening to me, if you don't have the understanding and the knowledge that you are the creator of your own reality, and therefore, what you are thinking and what you are feeling right now is the clay and the water or the bricks and mortar of your future life, then today you need to wake up. Your understanding or your knowledge about it doesn't matter, but yours is to discover. And therefore, just as men and women lived millions years ago without the understanding that it is the earth that revolves around the sun, but not the sun moving, then it is the same thing that you also may be living without the knowledge and understanding that you are the creator of your own reality. Your future is definite. And if you want to know what future holds for you, then pay attention to how you are feeling, what you are thinking and feeling. Your thoughts and emotions are the most important thing that you need to pay attention to. That is a fact. And so your future is known, whatever you are doing. And even if you look at it from just the basic way, whatever you are planning, whatever you are doing right now, that will be your future. And if all of these are what? Are thoughts. Whatever you are doing, whatever plan, the greatest programs that has ever been developed by human beings were developed by using the human mind. And these were thoughts. If it is written on paper, that is the thoughts that have been translated into writings. So whatever we are doing on earth here is from our thought process. But at the end of the day, our thoughts will come back to us based on how we are feeling. You are co-creating with a higher power called God. And this power responds to your feelings and your thoughts. But at the same time, as you think, and this power also thinks, you are continually being given feedback as to whether you are co-creating with this power favorably or negatively. Your negative emotions is a feedback, it's an internal feedback to you that you are not aligned with your source or God. Therefore, come back home. Your positive emotions is a message to you that you are on the right track. Therefore, keep on. And therefore, as I said in my previous episode the other day, the only reason why every human being is on earth here is to feel good, is to be happy. And therefore, at any minute, at any moment that you are living that you are not feeling happy, you are not feeling good, then it means you are not living for the purpose for which you are here. And that is abnormal. That is the abnormality. But unfortunately, we know any man or woman that appears to be habitually happy, men and women tend to laugh at him, let to lambast at him. This guy is not serious. He is always happy. It's like we don't want to see people feeling good. But it is the feel good factor that creates our own reality. So your future, if you are awakened to the truth, if you're enlightened, you will know that your future is known. And your future is known based on what you are feeling, thinking, and feeling momentarily. Your life, there is a time delay between the time you think and the time that your thought becomes actual things or experiences in your life. And therefore, what you are experiencing today is the manifestation of thoughts, emotions that you have practiced over the years or months or even weeks. And therefore, this is the time that you got to wake up and understand some of these things. Every human being here is creating his own reality. You are not born, you are not created here to be a victim. You are born and created here to be a co-creator. You have power and an authority over your life. Therefore, the most important thing that you need to take care of in your life is how you are feeling. It does not matter how bad the situation may be. It does not matter how wrong the person or whatever situation may be. So long as you are feeling, you are thinking about it and feeling negatively, the negative feeling is a message to you that you are losing power or you are walking away from the source or your parent self, your true self. Therefore, you have no power to create anything good in your life. And once you keep on indulging in this, know that your future will mirror such an experience. Therefore, whatever you are feeling, thinking, and feeling right now is your future. I repeat, whatever you are thinking and feeling right now is your future. And if you don't want what you are feeling right now, then change it to what you want. What you want. And feel that. And if you can feel what you want right now, it will reflect in your life in the future. And so future is known in the same way that you create your own reality. These are high truths that I'm sharing with you. But as I've said, anything that is true about our existence, humanity, we took it and turned it upside down. Therefore, we tend to listen to only the falsehood. It is like the same thing with this. But the fact is that you can actually analyze your own life. You analyze the life of people around you. What has changed in any of these people's life? So long as your line of thought is negativity, your line of thought is negativity, and your stream of feeling is negativity, it is the same thing that you're going to reproduce in your life in the future. And so we have people who always say, oh, I don't know what I've done. Then, especially those of us in Africa, we'll come back and say that we are under attack by evil forces, witches and that. And then our grandparents, people who have suffered to keep us alive, to bring us to where we are, we turn around them and then we brand them as witches or whatever. But that is not the truth. It is your own thought process and your stream of feeling that is being reproduced back to you by the universe. And therefore, if you don't want to see what you are going through right now, then change it right now. For what you are thinking and feeling is your future. Your future is a definite thing. You know it. If you don't know it, that means you are ignorant about who you are and how life is organized. And therefore, today I'm here to encourage you to reason with you and also to open your mind to this particular truth. There are a lot of things that we have been taught, there are a lot of things that we have been indoctrinated with that are fighting against our own progress. You are a powerful human being. You are the individualization of God. You are a God in an earthly body. And therefore, you have the power to be, to do, to have anything that you want in this world. But it's also based on the choices that you make. The choices that you make. And therefore, today, I encourage you and I call upon you to wake up. This is the time of awakening. This is the time of knowledge and understanding. And as the book of Proverbs says, in all thy getting, get understanding. If you understand who you are and how you operate, both in the conscious and the unconscious level, then you have key to life. Your emotions are not just things that you have to live on and then dwell in it and use it to seek sympathy or sympathy from other people. No. Your emotions are messages to you. Always ask yourself, how am I feeling? How you are feeling today. And what you are thinking is what you are cooking for, is your life tomorrow. You are cooking your life right now. And so look always, live as an intelligent person and be sensitive and attentive to your feelings based on your thought patterns. Things that comes that anything that gives you that feeling of negative emotion, that means that thing is not serving you well. Change your mind right away and begin to think about things that will give you good feelings. And as you do that, you are building your life. You are building your future life in a positive way. So positivity is not even something that we need to appeal to you about. Positivity is something that you need to develop yourself to work in, for that is your true nature. The true nature of God is pure. The true nature of God is holy. And you are the individualization of God. You are the image and the likeness of God. And therefore, you cannot think in any way other than what God thinks. Holiness is not about what you eat or wear or the church or the religion that you belong to, but holiness has to do with right thinking. Holiness is simply right thinking, and right thinking is thinking in the positive, such that you feel good. So the feel good factor is something that is necessary in our lives for us to have a beautiful and a wonderful life. And to bring my message to an end, let me remind you that you are the creator of your own realities, and your future too is known to you. It's just that you are not paying attention. Just as you don't ignore the messages you get from your dashboard when you are driving your car. In the same way, don't ignore the messages you are getting from your internal system. That is your emotions. And that is the indication of the life you are creating for yourself. So change your thought process, change your line of thought, and always look at everything from the highest perspective. Always look at things through the eyes of God. And that is, look at everything as good. There is nothing as bad in this world. There is economic value, there is positive value in every situation. But it all depends on how you choose to look at it. And so that is my message for you. Please educate yourself and enlighten yourself and wake up to the fact that you are the creator of your own reality. And also, the statement future is unknown is not true. It is true only to people who are not enlightened, people who do not understand who the human being is and what our relationship with God. But you, the one that you've been exposed to this truth, your future is known. And if you pay attention to this, you will always create a future that is beautiful and wonderful that you so desired. That is my message for you. Now, I say, may the overshadowing presence of God that keep the stars in their open, such that they do not fall on us, and keeps the planets in their orbits, such that they do not clash with one another, keep you and lead you and guide you, open your minds and eyes, so that you'll be awakened to your inner powers, you'll be awakened to the truth and the universal laws that governs us. You are a human being walking on this earth, creating your own realities with your parent self in the non-physical. Life proceeds from unseen to the seen. Therefore, you lived, you existed in the unseen world before you were born into this world. In the same way, when you transition, or what we call death, you are going back to where you came from and you will still exist. You were never born and you will never die. We are only eternal beings, for God is eternal. That is my message for you. Thank you, and God bless you.